So first of all, I want to thank you, Bala Subramaniam sir, for providing me such an opportunity. I'm very grateful to be here at this astonishingly magical stage today. And I'm here to tell you about who I am, how I have iterated, improved, and came here, and certainly what problems I face in my life moving ahead. So, my name is Aditya Gaurav. I'm the founder and CEO of Knowasaik. Knowasaik is a reader and a writer aggregator platform with more than 10,000 researches published already from 105 countries users. And I'm the founder and CEO of my second venture, Cognac Metaverse, that is the first photorealistic shooting game currently being developed from India, and that is already nominated in the World Championship of this year. And currently, I'm 18 years old. So, and for the work that I'm doing since a very young age, I have been awarded and nominated, and many organizations around the world have honored me with many titles, and many newspapers have also featured me in their news list. So I'll go on very crisply on what all organizations have given me those honors and awards. So currently, as of now, I'm having 11 global awards, honors, and titles, and I have took them alone from the whole world for India. Secondly, I'm having 7 Asia level international awards and honors and titles. Third, I'm having 3 national level awards and honors and titles. And with this comes certainly a huge level of nominations from the whole world as well. There's an organization named Corporate Livewire in UK, and that have awarded my startup Knowasaik as the most innovative and excellent startup of the year 2022 amongst 90,000 startups they have shortlisted in the whole world. The second award was from APAC Insider. These are international organization based in Staffordshire, UK, and they have honored me with the title of Most Inspiring Social CEO of the year 2022 at the age of 17. So these things are just overview of what I have been able to do right now. And by this time that I have completed my 12th this year only, I have just completed out my 12th from science mathematics. And while I was doing my 12th, I was working along with my board examinations. I was working half day for the championships and half day for studying. I was studying half day for the next day exam to go in the examination hall and to write the exam. So I was like working around 16 to 18 hours a day, and this trend is still continuing. I haven't done this for like a month or two. This trend is continuing even today. And certainly, before getting all these awards, there was a huge run of patience and continuity before anybody got noticed. Anybody noticed me that I was doing something like this. Before this, I have worked with Government of India, UNICEF, Yuva organization, and these are just to name a few NGOs that I have worked and international organizations as well. I have been a volunteer in the Kerala flood of 2018 while I was in 9th standard. I am a sports person as well. I'm a state level kabaddi player as well. And by today, my work has impacted more than 1 million people, all pan-India. And the first tricolor train, I think you must have heard it somewhere in 2018, 2019. And that train was painted by my team. We were in 9th standard back then, and we were a team of 25 children. So we painted the whole train of 200 meters in 6 days by our hands. So this was certainly one of the achievements that helped us to spread the awareness and knowledge about keeping your hands and clean and spreading greenliness around us wherever we live. Now, I want you have known the event of what I have become now, and what all things I have achieved in this so many years. I'll just tell you in maybe 5 minutes only. Now I want you all to take a deep dive into the depth from where I come and the problems that I faced being a child. So before I was born, there are two elder sisters to me, and my mom was victim of extreme domestic violence when I was even not born. This trend has been continuing for many years, and dad used to look, this is going to be dark, but I am certainly assuring you that the work that I have done is certainly is vanishing all the darkness and making brightness happen, and it's bringing brightness into my life as well. So, dad used to beat mom and my sisters, and he used to kick out all of them at night, certainly in winter nights. And that time we were living in Agra, that's a cold city. So, my mom and sisters, they used to survive on the building terraces for many nights. And this, my mom couldn't tell this to her parents because her parents didn't thought of her daughter as a child. He thought of her as a luggage or her of as a load. Because in any case, if we three children, when I was born, we three, whenever we tried to tell my maternal parents that we are facing some problem with dad and we are not getting any financial support, we are living out of, you can certainly call it, we were sleeping hungry every night. And there was one time food that we could get when I was still in first or second standard. That was my childhood, how I have been brought up. So my maternal parents used to say that we can't help you, you should go back to him. But the main reason they said this because they didn't want to bear our expenses. And they didn't say it directly, but this was their reason. My mom couldn't go to the police department as well because my dad, he was himself in police. So going to the police wasn't an option either. And when we go to the northern state of police, they are corrupted. I'm saying it loud as well. So there's no doubt. And after certain years, when I got around 3 years old, my dad left our family altogether for some other woman he liked, I think. And he left all of us. We were certainly surviving out of just one-time food that we got from localites. Those were helping us. And the localites used to give us vegetables that they used to sell in the morning. And you see, there are certain kind of vegetables. Those are left in the evening. Those are not edible. They used to give us that, and we used to survive on that. So I have been used to these conditions. This has been my childhood. Adventurous surviving life and a life of many learnings and experiences. After a certain time, when I got around 12 years old, and my elder sister, she was around 18, and she was in high school. The eldest one, I have two sisters, so the eldest one, she was studying in another city. She was earning herself, and she was studying in another city. We two had gone to school that day, and mom almost every day called to dad and pleaded her that please do return, help us, because we don't have any other way to survive. And you have actually, look, that's normal to say, but parents both are equally important and both have equal part in making our child born. So she said that you should also have taken care of your children. They are like going through poverty and they aren't having their bellies filled every night. So dad used to return in 4 or 5 months whenever he thinks that whatever his thought might be. But whenever he came, he used to beat us all, and we used to remain inside our home. And our home in the northern state, their homes are very big when compared to homes in Mumbai, where I am living right now. So we used to remain packed in the rooms inside, and this was our life of every day almost. So this hasn't been like I was seeing this for a month in a while. This was a life for me. That was I was continuing my studies. I was continuing my school projects. My sisters were continuing theirs as well. So that day, we two had gone to school when I was 12 and my sister was 18. Dad had returned, and we were feeling that vibe that certainly something isn't right. We asked mom that should we actually go to school or should not. She told that, yeah, you can go to school. What else can he do? He could just beat up me. that was how bad the life has gone. So she told that he could have better me, not more than that, I think. So with that thought, we too gone to school, and in just half day, a news came from our neighbors that your mom has been murdered. So this was when I was in sixth standard, and we too certainly ran from the school as fast as we could. We took whatever we had in hand, we put all that money, and we returned home. And what we saw was the worst thing I think a person can see in their lifetimes. The milkman of our neighbor who reported to our neighbors, and then the neighbors called us. So before that, the milkman saw that the blood was flowing from the home entrance towards the road, and that was already uh, jammed like a jelly. So this has certainly an instant case when we had gone to school. Dad has certainly planned it beforehand only. The whole indoors, our home in the northern state is approx 30 meters inside. So that's kind of medium-sized home. And the whole indoors were covered with patches of blood and splashes across the walls. And he had dragged mom using her hair after breaking her skull from 3 areas using an iron pipe. And like this has been certainly, I've seen this myself, and I won't go into more detail, but the blood was flowing through the sewage, and we called the ambulance. I called my eldest sister as soon as possible. She returned the next day, and we took care of mom. She was certainly in hospital for months, and doctors just said that it's very hard to say that your mom could be alive for the next few days, but certainly call it God's grace, or call it that something was still remaining in her mission to teach us all and bring up us all. And we had that mission to actually take her efforts in front of the world and actually make her efforts happen, do something valuable, do something, create a legacy that will create a name for her, and we will be called by her name. So she cured, and we did everything, we three did everything, whatever we could do to take her out of bad times we all were going through. We have gone to the court as well, but dad used his position very well to get out of court cases. He was a policeman himself. And the time that he murdered, he was escaping from the murder location. The milkman called the cops, those were standing on the square only, on the street. And the cops had reached on the location, on the house, within just 2 or 3 minutes, as the milkman told. And dad was escaping in front of it, but they refused to catch. Can you imagine that they refused to catch a murderer while he is passing in front of police themselves? So we asked them that what has happened. They were trying to cover the murder case by saying that no, nothing happened, nothing happened. Because look, for them, nothing is going wrong. For us, everything was going wrong, and we had certainly lose both of our parents. Dad wasn't with us since I was like even just in lap of my mom, and mom had also gone certainly. However, we cured mom, and we certainly made up our mind that we will return and to our normal life. We will leave everything bad that is happening to us, and we'll lead a new life. So we sold all of our gold jewelry, whatever we had, the assets, and we moved to Mumbai within the next 6 months. And I continued my studies from 8th in the Mumbai only. And there have been a lot of life learnings and real life experiences with me that I think that will help, and I believe that will help you sometime in your life to achieve newer heights. I would like to just point out 3 basic rules that I used to reach at least high in my professional career, because I am not still able to catch my dad, the criminal of my mom. But the three learnings that I would say, first is that I believed in patience and continuity rather than intense work for a week and then sitting out for a month. So keep that in mind, that working patiently and gradually improving 1% by every day will make a tremendous improvement within 1 year rather than working for a week and then sitting out for months. So the second thing that helped me a lot was that my mom never forced me to study. My mom always told me that keep two timelines in your day. First, to study. Second timeline, to focus on the hobbies, on your passion, whatever you can do, whatever you can improve in your day. And this was the productive time for me that I have improved my skills upon since a very young age. And today, I'm an international game development world champion. I'm certainly many times the youngest person in the world to do such kind of things. I'm the youngest person in India as of now to achieve the Bharat Atmanirbhar Award at the age of 17, national award from Government of India. And I think I'll stop here. Thank you very much for listening.